For years it was a ghost, a rumor whispered in the hallways of the Pentagon and debated in the shadows of online forums. A machine so secret its very existence was a matter of speculation, a blank spot on the official inventory of the most advanced Air Force on the planet. It was known only by a designation that seemed to materialize out of thin air, RQ-180. We knew it had to exist. There was a mission, a critical gaping hole in America's defense strategy that had been left unattended since 1999, when the immortal SR-71 Blackbird made its final, mournful flight. The need for a machine that could pierce the most heavily defended airspace on Earth, to be a silent, invisible eye staring down from the edge of space, was too great to ignore. For 2 decades, that mission went unfulfilled. And then, the silence was shattered. Not by a Pentagon press release, not by a carefully orchestrated rollout, but by a camera phone in Greece. March 18, 2026, Larissa Air Base. A heavy dark shape descends from the sky in broad daylight. Local media, seeing its massive flying wing silhouette, immediately cry out that it's a B-2 Spirit bomber. But the trained eyes of the intelligence community, the OSINT analysts, the aviation detectives, saw something else entirely. They saw the ghost. They saw the RQ-180. This is not just another aircraft sighting. This is the single most significant visual confirmation of a black program in a generation. This is the story of what it is, why it was there, and what its emergency landing in Greece tells us about the future of warfare. To understand the RQ-180, you have to understand the problem it was built to solve. After the SR-71 retired, the Air Force had a massive vulnerability. The high-altitude supersonic spy plane was gone, and in its place were drones like the RQ-4 Global Hawk and the MQ-9 Reaper. These are magnificent machines, but they are what strategists call permissive platforms. They thrive in skies where we already own the air, like Iraq or Afghanistan. But what happens when you need to peer deep into the heart of a nation ringed with the most advanced surface-to-air missile systems? What happens when you need to operate in contested or denied airspace? You need something else. You need the RQ-180. The program was born from the ashes of the Joint Unmanned Combat Air Systems project in 2005. While the Navy went on to develop the X-47B, the Air Force retreated into the shadows, launching a classified program. By 2008, Northrop Grumman had won a secret competition against aviation giants Boeing and Lockheed Martin. They were tasked with building a machine that could do the impossible, combine the stealth of a next-generation bomber with the endurance of a satellite. And build it they did. The RQ-180 is a masterpiece of aerodynamic efficiency and low observability. It is a flying wing, but it is not a B-2. Look closely at the images from Greece. The wing has a distinct cranked kite layout, similar to the X-47B, but on a much grander scale. Estimates put its wingspan at a staggering 130 feet. That's roughly the same as a Boeing 737, yet it weighs only about 15 tons. This massive wingspan isn't for show, it's for lift and for fuel. It allows the RQ-180 to climb to altitudes above 60,000 feet and stay there for over 24 hours. It can roam nearly 12,000 nautical miles from its home base, staring down at a target for an entire day without ever needing to land. But the real magic isn't in its range, it's in its skin. The RQ-180 represents a generational leap in stealth. Previous stealth aircraft like the F-117, the F-22, and the F-35 were designed to be invisible to high-frequency fire control radars. The RQ-180, however, is engineered to defeat the entire panoply of modern air defenses, including the low-frequency search radars designed to pick up traditional stealth shapes. It is an all-aspect broadband black hole. But what is the point of being invisible if you have nothing to say? The RQ-180 is more than just a camera with wings. It is a flying sensor fusion platform. Nestled within its composite skin are an array of systems that read like a science fiction novel. It carries an active electronically scanned array radar, or AESA, capable of producing synthetic aperture radar images so detailed they can pick out a tank from a truck from 60,000 feet. It is equipped with passive electronic surveillance measures that can drink in the electronic emissions of an entire battlefield, mapping out the location and type of every radar and communication node below. Some analysts believe it is also capable of electronic attack, able to not just listen to enemy air defenses, but to blind and confuse them. And here is where the RQ-180 transcends the role of a simple spy. It is believed to be a critical node in the Air Force's family of systems concept. It is designed to fly alongside the new B-21 Raider bomber, acting as its forward scout and its quartermaster. The RQ-180 can penetrate deep into enemy territory, map the defenses, and then relay that information in real time to the B-21s following behind, or even directly to the cockpit of an F-35 or an F-22. It is the ultimate battle manager, a stealthy quarterback in the sky. The aircraft was spotted in daylight with its landing gear down, a massive operational security breach. The most logical explanation is a mechanical failure. Something went wrong, forcing this secretive machine to abort its mission and seek refuge at the nearest friendly airfield. That airfield was Larissa. But here is where the story gets even more interesting. Larissa isn't just some random strip of tarmac. It is a known hub for U.S. drone operations, having hosted MQ-9 Reapers and even RQ-4 Global Hawks. It has the infrastructure, the hardened hangars big enough to hide a 130-foot wide Ghost. But the real smoking gun isn't on the ground in Greece. It's in the sky above California. In the weeks leading up to this incident, flight tracking data revealed two separate C-17 Globemaster III transport aircraft flying from Edwards Air Force Base directly to Larissa. Why is that significant? Because Edwards is not just any airbase. Edwards is the heart of America's black projects. It is where the B-2 was born, where the F-117 learned to fly, and where the RQ-180 itself is tested. It is the home of the Great White Bat, a nickname given to the RQ-180 by the crews who operate it. Those C-17s weren't delivering mail. They were carrying a cleanup crew. They were carrying highly specialized technicians, probably from Northrop Grumman itself, armed with the spare parts, the tools, and the security clearances needed to either fix the aircraft on the spot or to dismantle it and ship it home in pieces. They were sent to contain the damage. So, what was the RQ-180 doing over Greece in the first place? The answer, according to virtually every defense analyst who has looked at this, is Iran. Look at the map. Greece is the perfect staging point for operations in the Eastern Mediterranean, the Black Sea, and the Middle East. For months, the world has been fixated on the rising tension with Iran. The RQ-180, with its ability to penetrate deep into defended airspace, is the ideal tool to monitor Iran's nuclear facilities, its ballistic missile launch sites, and its air defense network. It can loiter for 24 hours, watching, listening, waiting for the subtle signs that indicate a shift in policy or a preparation for war. This incident, this accidental daylight landing, has pulled back the curtain on a reality that has been hiding in plain sight. The RQ-180 is not just a test article. It is not a technology demonstrator. It is operational. It has been for years. The 74th Reconnaissance Squadron was activated in 2019 specifically to fly this machine from Beale Air Force Base. And now, we have proof that they are flying combat missions over the most volatile regions on Earth. The RQ-180 represents a new age of espionage. It is the successor to the SR-71, but it is something more. The Blackbird was about speed. It outran its threats. The RQ-180 is about absence. It isn't there. It doesn't exist. It is a whisper. And for a brief shining moment in the skies over Greece, the whisper became a shout. The shadow took form. We caught a glimpse of the future, and it is silent, it is invisible, and it is watching us from the edge of space. The ghost has a name, and now we finally know its face. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like and subscribe for more stories from the cutting edge of aerospace and defense.